Welcome back to Desert Sun Crypto. I'm your host, the Desert Sun. Got a real short and sweet segment I wanted to share today, but I want to start off with Poly Network pleads for hackers to return assets after 611 million crypto heist. A few videos back, I went into talking about how cryptocurrency is not immune to scams or hackers. And, this has been popping up in a lot of people's feeds. Some is for the fear, uncertainty, and doubt, otherwise known as FUD. The other is just it scares people. I'm not necessarily sure how they hacked in, nor do I know the intricacies, but it happened. Um, in an open letter from Polynet, uh, they said the amount of money you've hacked is one of the biggest in DeFi history. Law enforcement in any country will regard this as a major economic crime, and you will be pursued. The money you stole are from tens and thousands of crypto community members, hence the people. You should talk to us to work out a solution. End quote. Uh, you know, for those who are maybe unfamiliar, to Polynet is a centralized platform that operates on a Binance, a Smart Chain, Ethereum, and Polygon. And so, it does call into question, what the, did someone leave a door open? How ultimately did this happen? And so those are kind of the questions that I ask when I see this. I think anytime money's stolen anywhere, it's a travesty, but I think it's just, commonplace to feel that, if we don't really talk about what the solutions are, or how this happens, we really don't get to a point where, we can get people to really feel good about this place. One of the things that is kind of the black eye on crypto is that people lose their keys, it can get hacked, and a host of other things. Now, on their Twitter, Polynet a little while ago just sent out the hackers' addresses, so ultimately they could be blacklisted. And we'll see what happens from there. On to more positive news. Ripple announced that it was partnering with GME Remittance. I dug into this a little bit to find out who they are. They're basically the number one player in town with regard to distribution. Now, here we go. The number one transfer company in South Korea. I've been, the interesting thing about Korea is the bridge to, and also a huge hub for anyone traveling from the United States or anywhere else in the country in Asia. They've got some great airports there. One of my favorite is in South Korea. But this is huge, and this is something that, again, although XRP is in this lawsuit with the SEC here in the United States, the show goes on, and to have a company like this partner with Ripple just shows that they're just not slowing down and they're continuing to move forward, business as usual. The other news to pop out came from CNBC. Venmo is letting its credit card holders convert cash back to crypto for free. Venmo launched a credit card feature Tuesday that allows users to convert their cashback rewards into Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies for free. Robinhood offers fee-free crypto trades. Coinbase has some of the highest fees for retail traders. Despite suffering a blow in Congress Monday, crypto still has a significant role in Venmo parent PayPal's future business. So again, um, just like Ripple lawsuit and Ripple moving on business as usual, this infrastructure bill that people think was thwarted or going to have an impact on the crypto space really hasn't slowed anything down. People moving forward and people, in fact, doubling down on wanting to work with many of these coins. I find it interesting. And the other thing that I'll share too um, is this right that came out as well. PNC Bank is planning a crypto offering with Coinbase. So again, the world is still turning in the crypto space. A source said PNC, the fifth largest bank in the U.S., plans to offer crypto investment services to clients. Extremely interesting. In recent months, we've formed partnerships with industry leaders, including Elon Musk, PNC Bank, SpaceX, Tesla, Third Point LLC, and Wisdom Tree Investments. When asked by Coindesk, Coinbase declined to elaborate. I was getting tongue-tied there because everything starts with a coin. You've got Coindesk, Cointelegraph, Coinbase, and so on and so forth. So this is significant now. So this service would give the Pennsylvania-based bank more seamless access to cryptocurrency investments, and for its clients, the source said. It's interesting because Pennsylvania, I believe, one of the senators who is advocating hard, actually authored the amendment in the infrastructure bill, came from Pennsylvania. So just some of the states that are kind of leading the way in the space. I do want to play this video. No, I didn't get it up. I'll reference it. Basically, what it is, if you go back, look at Brad Garlinghouse. I did want to just play a clip. It's somewhat been overplayed. I think that's why I pulled it off. And what he has to say and getting fired up with regard to the Aspen Institute comment made by Gary Gensler about clarity and cryptocurrency being the Wild West. Actually, let me for the sake of I hate talking about these things. Let me pull it up. Yeah, here. Let me pull it up. Brad Garlinghouse here again is him at the Aspen Security Forum, fired up, and this is just in regard to Gary Gensler earlier in the day, or perhaps the day before.
By the way, I think, to me, by the way, I agree with everything Sigal just said. The one thing I would add is the other elephant in the room, I think, is the lack of clarity that has gone on in this industry. And, for years, I think the crypto industry has asked for that clarity. And yet, we're still getting this kind of, hey, yesterday we heard it is clear, yet a few weeks ago, we had two commissioners and Pearson Roisman saying, a letter, and I'll quote, they said a decided lack of clarity for market participants around the application of the securities laws to digital assets and their trading.
Brad is fired up, and I don't blame him. I was actually looking at some videos from just 3 years ago. I've got some gray hair certainly, but this lawsuit is definitely, it's not easy. He's the face of the company. He knows his product. He's great at selling it. He's a phenomenal speaker, and he's seen the writing on the wall with this and believes in his product. And to just have what feels like someone just messing around with them just for the sake of it is a little unnerving. I'm gonna kind of speed this up a little bit more because he does. He's not done. Here we go. Let me start it right about here.
These folks, and I think that they believe in in financial freedom in a way that's extraordinarily exciting.
I'll just echo, look, I think it's very clear that China has been extremely strategic on this point. As Sigal already pointed out, they started years and years ago. The US is very late to this party, and the US's engagement, as we've heard, is not so far in supporting the United States. The Internet of Information, as we know it today, in part thrived because there was that regulatory clarity in the late 90s. And we're doing the opposite here. Here's a massive new industry that I believe without question will underpin the future of our financial systems, not just around payments where Ripple primarily works today, but more broadly than that. And if the US doesn't get ahead of this, if we don't have that clarity and that certainty, and again, I thought in my judgment, when you're dealing with an alcoholic who doesn't want to admit they have an alcohol problem, to say that we have certainty, we have clarity is like the alcoholic saying, I don't have a problem. Like, this is the elephant in the room. And I think, what you've heard from Sigal, I think very eloquently, if we don't address this, we're going to fall further behind.
He's right. I have his back 100%. Brad, I got your 6. Everything he says is true. We're behind. There's further movement, it seems, always by China. It just blows me away. Here we've got a company, American company, and here we are. It's like eating our own. I don't know what's going on. I never do. This is just how I see and process everything. I do want to share with you. Last night I shared this, which James K. Filan shared, which was this filing made by Ripple to Judge Netburn. Defendants have conferred with plaintiffs, the SEC, and understand the SEC does not object to filing these materials under seal, pending the SEC's opportunity to review the submitted materials and evaluate yada, 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 legal jargon. Let's go down to some of the bread and butter of this. Each are discovery materials exchanged between the parties through compulsory process to facilitate orderly preparation for trial, not to educate or titillate the public. That's from Joy Version North. I would recommend you check out Jeremy Hogan. I'm sure he'll have a breakdown of this. But the appendix of exhibits, to name a few, are as follows. Exhibits A through F are a series of privileged logs provided by the SEC to defendants. Exhibit G was an email from Jorge Tenorero, counsel for SEC, to Reed Fiegel, counsel for Ripple, discussing the basis for SEC's assertion of deliberative process privilege to certain documents. Exhibit H, an email produced by litigation designed as confidential, designated as confidential by the SEC pursuant to the stipulation protective order entered by Judge Torres. And Exhibit I is probably one of the most important ones that I believe might give some clues to what's going on. Exhibit I is an excerpt of the transcript of the confidential deposition, of William Hinman, the former director of the divisions of corporation finance at the SEC. A transcript of the SEC has been designated as confidential pursuant to the stipulation protective order. And Appendix A is comprised of selection of entries from the privilege logs provided by the SEC to the defendants. So I said last night, we do know that he was deposed, and it did happen. When it happened, we do not know. It could have happened maybe this week while everyone was paying attention to the infrastructure bill. Maybe it happened. And whatever the outcome, whatever was said, the SEC obviously wants to guard it. I would love to get, I would love to watch that video. And that's assuming they have a video. I don't know for certain, but I did want to share this. You can find this on, I believe James K. Filan on Twitter had shared this. So, yeah, it's going to get interesting here. with regard to this lawsuit. It seems like things are starting to heat up, but then again, they seem like they're heating up every day. In any case, thank you for tuning in to Desert Sun Crypto. Appreciate you. Hope to see you here again. Y'all take care.